Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Razia. I hope you are in a state of good health and you will have completed your previous assignments. Today I will discuss about the growth hormone. This is very important hormone of anterior pituitary gland. Growth hormone is secreted by the somatotropes, which are the acidophilic cell of the anterior pituitary. Growth hormone is protein in nature and it is transported in blood by the growth hormone binding proteins. Growth hormone is responsible for the general growth of the body, hypersecretion. Growth hormone is responsible for the growth of all tissues of the body which are capable of growing and specific differentiation of certain cells. So metabolic effect of the growth hormone is by number 1, it promotes the protein deposition in the tissue. Number 2, it enhances the fat utilization for the energy. And number 3, it decreases the carbohydrate utilization. Growth hormone enhances almost all effect of the amino acid uptake and protein synthesis by the cells, while at the same time decreasing the breakdown of protein by the following mechanisms. So it enhances the amino acid transport through the cell membrane. Number 2, enhancement of the RNA translation to cause protein synthesis by the ribosomes. It increases nuclear transcription of DNA to form RNA. And number 4, it decreases catabolism of protein and the amino acids. So in that way it promotes the protein deposition in the tissue. These are the major effect on the protein metabolism. And second effect is the enhancement for the fat utilization. Under the influence of growth hormone, fat is used for energy in preference to carbohydrates and protein, causes an increase in lean body mass. The growth hormone effect on the carbohydrates, it decreases the carbohydrate utilization. How? Number 1, by decreasing glucose uptake in tissues such as skeletal muscle and fat. Number 2, increasing glucose production by the liver. Number 3, increasing insulin secretion. So, if the adequate insulin activity and adequate availability of carbohydrates are necessary for growth hormone to be more effective. Effect on growth. Most obvious effect of growth hormone is to increase growth of the skeletal framework of the body. In embryonic stage, growth hormone is responsible for the differentiation and development of the bone cell. In later stages, the growth hormone increases the growth of skeletal. It increases both the length as well as the thickness of bone. So in bone, growth hormone increases synthesis and deposition of protein by the chondrocyte and the osteogenic cell. Number 2, it multiplicate of chondrocytes and osteogenic cells by enhancing the intestinal calcium absorptions. Number 3, formation of new bones by converting chondrocytes into the osteogenic cells. And number 4, availability of calcium for mineralization of the bone matrix. So growth hormone increases the length of bone until epiphysis fuses with the shaft, which occur at the time of puberty. After the epiphyseal fusion, Length of the bone cannot be increased, however, it stimulates the osteoblast strongly so the bone continue to grow in thickness throughout the life. Particularly the membranous bones such as the jawbone and the skull bone become thicker under the influence of the growth hormone. So principal mechanism for the effect of growth hormone on the bones are increasing long bone in length before adolescence, and number second, it increases thickness of the bone. So what are the somatomedians? The somatomedian is defined as a substance through which growth hormones act. It is polypeptide with a molecular weight of about 7500. So there are four types of the somatomedians. The two are the most important. Number one is the insulin-like growth factor 1, which is also called as the somatomedian C. Number second, the insulin-like growth factor 2. Somatomedian C act on the bones and protein metabolism. Insulin-like growth factor 2 play important role in the growth of fetus. During the action of growth hormone and somatomedian C, growth hormone is transported in blood by loose binding with plasma protein. So at the site of action, it releases from the plasma protein rapidly. Its action also lasts only for a short duration of 20 minutes. But the somatomedian C bind with plasma protein very strongly. Because of this, the molecule of somatomedian C are released slowly from the plasma protein. Thus, it can act continuously for a longer duration. So, action of the somatomedian C lasts about 20 hours. So many of the somatomedian effect on growth are similar to the effect of insulin on growth. Therefore, it is also called as the insulin-like growth factor. Growth hormone has short duration with the half-life of less than 2 minutes. So how these mechanism of interaction of growth hormone with its receptors. Growth hormone receptor is called as growth hormone secretagogue receptor. It is transmembrane receptors. You can see in this picture belonging to the cytokine receptor family. Growth hormone bind with the receptor situated mainly in the liver cell and form the hormone receptor complex. The hormone receptor complex induces various intracellular enzyme pathway resulting in somatomedian secretion. Somatomedian in turn execute the action of the growth hormone. So in our next slide we will discuss the role of hypothalamus in the secretion of the growth hormone. Hypothalamus regulate the growth hormone secretion via three hormones. Number 1, growth hormone releasing hormone. Number 2, the growth hormone releasing polypeptide, and number 3, growth hormone inhibitory hormone or the somatostatin. So effect of the growth hormone on anterior pituitary are of two. One, the short term effect, release of growth hormone in blood within minutes. And the second effect, it increases the transcription by genes to stimulate synthesis of new growth hormone. So, the growth hormone is under negative feedback control. Hypothalamus releases the growth hormone releasing hormone and growth hormone releasing polypeptide, which in turn promote the release of growth hormone from the anterior pituitary. Growth hormone act on various tissue. It also activates the liver cell to secrete the somatomedian C, insulin growth factor 1. Now the somatomedian C increase the release of growth hormone inhibitory from the hypothalamus. Growth hormone inhibitory hormone in turn inhibit the release of growth hormone from pituitary. Somatomedin also inhibit release of growth hormone releasing peptide from hypothalamus. It acts on pituitary directly and inhibit the secretion of growth hormone. So growth hormone inhibit its own secretion by stimulating the release of growth hormone inhibitory hormone from the hypothalamus. This type of feedback is called as short loop feedback control. Similarly, growth hormone releasing hormone inhibits its own release by short loop feedback control. The blood level of growth hormone when decreases, the growth hormone releasing hormone is secreted from the hypothalamus. It in turn causes secretion of growth hormone from the pituitary. So, regulation of the growth hormone secretion. Growth hormone secretion is a pulsatile pattern with increased secretion in the first 2 hours of deep sleep within minute concentration throughout the day, and the minute concentration will be secreted throughout the day. There are several factors related to nutrition or stress also stimulate its secretion. So this hormone is also called as the stress hormones, like hypoglycemia, number 2 starvation, number 3 exercise, number 4 excitement, number 5 trauma, and number 6 is the ghrelin. Growth hormone secretion decreases in hyperglycemia, increase in free fatty acid in blood, and during later stages of the sleep. Here the growth hormone secretion is decreases. Now we will discuss about the abnormality of the growth hormone secretion. So the abnormalities are under heading of the two. One is the hypoactivity of the anterior pituitary and other one is the hyperactivity of the anterior pituitary. So in the hypoactivity of the anterior pituitary, the condition is called as the dwarfism. It is a pituitary disorder in children characterized by the stunted growth. The causes for this is the number 1 tumor of the chromophore. It is a non-functioning tumor which compresses and destroys the normal cell secreting growth hormone. It is the most common cause for hyposecretion of growth hormone leading to dwarfism. Number 2, the deficiency of growth hormone releasing hormone secreted by the hypothalamus. Number 3, deficiency of the somatomedin C. Number 4, atrophy or degeneration of the acidophilic cells in the anterior pituitary. And number 5th is the panhypopituitarism. So what is the panhypopituitarism? In this condition, there is reduction in the secretion of all the hormones of anterior pituitary. This type of dwarfism is associated with other symptoms due to deficiency of the other anterior pituitary hormones. So sign and symptom of this, there is a skeletal growth stunted, reproductive growth is not effective. And another condition for the hypoactivity is also called as the Levi-Lourian dwarfism. It is a genetic disorder with growth hormone insensitivity to its receptors. And the proportion of different part of the body are almost normal, only the head becomes slightly larger in relation to the body. Reproductive function is not effective during the dwarfism. So these are the pictures showing a typical dwarf in a male and a female. Now we will discuss the hyperactivity of anterior pituitary. It is also called as, if it is appear in the childhood, So this is called as the gigantism. It is a pituitary disorder characterized by excessive growth of body. The subject look like the giant with average height of about 7 to 8 feet. The causes is due to hypersecretion of growth hormone in childhood or in the pre-adult life before the fusion of epiphysis of bone with the shaft. Hypersecretion of the growth hormone is because the tumor of acidophil cells in the anterior pituitary. Sign and symptom or clinical feature: general overgrowth leading to huge stature 7 or 8 feet. The giants are usually hyperglycemic and may develop pituitary diabetes. And there is constant secretion of the beta cells of islets of Langerhans in the pancreas and release of insulin. The overactivity of beta cell of Langerhans in pancreas lead to degeneration of these cells and deficiency of insulin. Ultimately, diabetes mellitus is developed. Tumor of the pituitary gland causes constant headache and the visual disturbances. In most of the cases, gigantism ends in the panhypopituitarism because of burning out of the anterior pituitary cells. This is a picture of a typical giant. Now, the next disorder is the acromegaly. It is a disorder characterized by the enlargement and thickening and broadening of the bone, particularly in the extremities of the body. Causes hypersecretion of growth hormone in adults. The clinical feature is a striking typical facial feature are the protrusion of supraorbital ridges, broadening of nose, thickening of lips, and protrusion of lower jaw, like acromegalic or gorilla face. An enlargement of the hands and feet, scalp is thickened and thrown into folds like bulldog scalp. All viscera are also enlarged and the patient has hyperglycemia. The treatment for this is the surgical removal of the adenoma. And this is the picture of a typical acromegalic face. And this is the acromegalic hand. You can differentiate it with a normal hand. Now this is a scenario or a case history of a patient. Mr. Javed, 65-year-old, was admitted in a hospital for a routine repair of hernia. The anesthetist who assessed him before operation noticed that he had a very large jaw and tongue. He was referred to endocrinologist. On examination, large hand and feet with thick palm. Jaw was large and lower teeth protruded in front of upper teeth. Blood pressure is 150 by 90 millimeter mercury. Lab shows the blood glucose concentration more than normal, but the RFT, LFT blood counts are normal. Serum growth hormone concentration is in detectable amount during the day. Now, what is the diagnosis of this scenario? Question number second, what are the somatomedin? What happen if their secretions are congenitally decreased? And question number 3 is discuss the role of growth hormone on carbohydrate, protein and the fat metabolism. And this whole lecture get through the textbook guidance. So follow these books. Thank you.